Hey everybody, it's Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you guys doing? I hope that you are having a wonderful, happy St. Patty's Day. Maybe that's why I pulled this out of my closet. I just realized I went to pull out, I have 3 of these sweatshirts, and I was really thinking of wearing the taupe colored one today, and I reached in and I grabbed the green one. So I am wearing the green on St. Patty's Day. So welcome into my subscribers and welcome back to my subscribers and welcome into anybody new. Um, it's a beautiful sunshiny day here. It says it's supposed to be a high of 51, but when I look at the temperature, like right now it is 45 and it shows it going up to 49 as the highest today. So um, we will see. Oh, and they moved it down to 50 now instead of 51. So we'll see if we hit the 50 mark. And then tomorrow it's supposed to be 67. So we're doing the fluctuating thing because 67 tomorrow, 68 on Wednesday, 50 on Thursday with snow in the morning. 70% chance because it's supposed to have a low of 31. And then the next day, the low is 28, and I don't know if that is going from nighttime from the day before over into this day. I'm assuming it's going to be from nighttime into the next day because the next day is a high of 48. Then it says 50, then 44, 47, 46. So we're doing the jumping back and forth within 10 to 20 degrees. Lovely. Not so bad when we end up with a day that I can handle that's not too hot and not too cold. Ever since I had my surgery, my gastric bypass years ago, 2003 was my first one, and lost so much weight, I get freezing cold when it's like 50s to 60s. Some days I feel fine, other days I just freeze. Like right now, I'm a tad cold, but it is in the 40s, so I should be. I needed fresh air. The cats love to put their nose at the bottom of the door that goes outside, and we do have a towel that we rolled up for a draft. I actually want to make a draft thing for the door, but the towel is perfect because it fits in between the big door and the small door. It doesn't have to be moved every time. So, but the cats like to put their nose down there because they love to breathe in the fresh air. We have a decent gap, a little bit bigger than we should have between the storm door and the inside. So yeah, and it brings in cold air. If you stand over there without that towel in place, you can just feel it. But the favorite, like I said, their favorite thing to do is to go and sit there because we open the door, because if you watched the other day, I told you we brought 2 of them in after they had their surgeries. And if they want to go outside, they're more than welcome to go outside. They have not wanted to go outside as long as it was cold. One of them has gone out a couple times. Went out once in the cold, was out for like an hour and went back in. I can't remember. I think I was home, so I let him in. The next time he went out, we had gone to do some errands. By the time we came in, he was crying. He wanted in the house because he was too cold. He'll definitely be back out in the warmer weather because he loves it out there. He just doesn't like the cold. And we do believe that both of them that came in came from house. The one we think may have come from the house I told you there was a gentleman who passed away, and we don't know. It's his family, if he was the only one left, so it was some kind of management corporation or his lawyer or who um, came into the house after he passed away, but they let all the cats out. Didn't catch them to give them to a new home. They just let them out. So we think Spooky may have come from that home. Um, Midnight possibly, but they fight each other so much that we're pretty sure they're not from the same home. So we basically think that they both lived in a home with a family, and yeah, either got let out because of that sad situation, or there have been numerous families that have moved from the area and who have just left their pets behind. So they got used to being outside because they were outside. They both started showing up here. I know Midnight started showing up around April last year, and Spooky started showing up maybe around June. So, which is another reason why we think Midnight may have come from the older gentleman, because I believe he passed away earlier, maybe. But that I don't honestly know when he passed away. I just know when I was told he had passed away. So, anyway, they're both going to want to go out at some point in time. At least I think they are. Spooky seems to love it outside, so he's going to want out. As far as Midnight, I don't know. I've opened the door for him because he's been sitting there by the door. It's his favorite place to lay, whether the door is open to let in fresh air or if it's closed. He loves to sit on the inside of the door. Um, I opened the door to let him out once and he went running. So does not want to go out. uh, we will see when it gets warmer if he'll want to go out or not. Uh, Again, for those of you who have been following me, for anybody who may be on here new, you could hear about our cats pretty often because I love cats. My husband has learned to really love cats as much as I do. And we take care of a feral community outside, which is why we do the catch and release with the program here that I actually make toys for, which is why if you watched my goals for the year, Mondays, I'm going to start having everybody get together and do donation crafting where what you work on that day is for a donation, unless you absolutely positively don't want to work on something you're going to give away to somebody. It doesn't have to be Meow Mission. If you want to make things for Meow Mission that I'm part of, great. I would love it. I know at least one other person will be. My aunt makes things every once in a while. I would love to be able to give them a variety of things, but with as sick as I've been so far this year, I haven't been able to make anything yet. So, um, I'm hoping to be able to give them a big bag of stuff for September, I think it is. I'm gonna have to sit down, write her an email, let her know I've been ill. I had wanted to be able to make enough for her to have them at other events that they do throughout the year, but I at least make sure I have them done for the biggest event that they have. I've been told that the rings, the milk jug rings that I crochet around have been people's favorites. So those take a little bit of scrap yarn and 15 minutes, 20, depending on what design I decide to crochet into it. And then I'm done. So, and then I put all the toys in a bag and then I spray it with catnip. So, my friend can't see as well. She had a stroke, so she's going to make things like coasters um, and they're a little bit bigger. And she just started learning how to do amigurumi last year, and so she just figured it'd be better for her to do some things that are bigger, which is fine because I've found some gorgeous ornaments, which are like amigurumi. They're just a little bit bigger than the toys that we make. I've made lots of different things and I have so many ideas. I want to make a cat couch this year. Now, granted, this year I want to make one for our home for our cats. And then I want to make one to donate to them. Send her a picture, show her what I've done, and see if she wants one. She keeps saying they have enough donations for their auction. So we will see. Because I'm thinking if people are going there to support cats, why wouldn't they want to buy something for their cats in the auction, right? So we'll see. I'll talk to her. I don't think she understands what I'm telling her I want to make. So again, I'll make it and send her a picture. And I better show you why I'm on here because Kahlua is finding tape. And again, for those of you who've watched me for a while, you know she has the disease that some cats have that they love tape and plastic. And no matter what we do, she will go after them. She will sniff it out, especially tape. So we have to keep all plastic up, plastic bags as much as we can, which the other cat is kind of sad because Little Bit loves to lick plastic bags. So as long as we, you know that there hasn't been any raw meat or anything in the bag, we will let her lick it because if she was outside, she'd be licking it and there would be a lot worse on those bags outside than if she was in here. So all of the cats we have in the house now, except for Kahlua, have actually come from being outside, from us starting to take care of them in the feral community outside. A little bit had babies and she got fixed not too long after she had her babies and they had to do more than a normal, I'm just going to say fixing. I always forget who gets spayed, who gets neutered. So I believe for a female it's spaying. If I have it wrong, I apologize. That's why I always say fixed. Um, but she got lethargic and very warm. I did call the vet. They were like, well, the mission has to call us. We couldn't get a hold of anybody. We just brought her in. My husband put her on his bed and he had been working quite a few days. So he was laying down to sleep for like a long, long time. After she had had her surgery, he had worked like, I want to say, doubles the whole weekend. And then he went to pick them up on Tuesday and he was exhausted. So I had been outside sitting with her. He woke up, he came out, he saw her, and he said, I'm taking her in. And he did, and he put her on the bed, and he slept with her. And, I did my calls, and I didn't get any help that way. And after she slept in bed with him for like the next couple days and ventured out a little bit and finally started to eat, like after a day of being completely lethargic, she never wanted out again. She's another one. She loves the fresh air by the door. We opened the door for her and she ran back in. She does not want anything to do with outside. We do believe that her and Charcoal came from the same house and that they were let go when the people lived and they had lived across the street from us diagonally. So, yeah, it's because of them that we started taking care of the community outside. Once they showed up outside and I read and found Meow Mission and found out about them and they got to know us. They became our porch cats and a little bit would roam the neighborhood. She would go around and say, hey, I know where there's food. And every time she would come home, she would have a cat with her, maybe one that we'd never seen before and only saw once or twice. So she would just go out and gather up everybody and bring them here for food. And yeah, it's how we got started doing the cat community, and it was just meant to be. And yeah, Charcoal will go back outside. He loves it outside. He's getting older and having some issues, and he was in all winter. He loves the snow. He loves winter time, but it was just too cold for him this year. Um, he doesn't like being out in the rain as much anymore, and he's always been the cat to sit on the houses that we have out on the porch for him, and just sit on it during a storm and sit there and watch the rain. And he's inside for it now, so you can tell he's not feeling as well, and he's getting older. So he's spending a lot of time between my husband's lap and my lap, and he sleeps with my husband at night because I'm still sleeping in this chair because my bed broke. We had to get a new frame for it. Um, he wants to put new flooring in the room and stuff, so he's not going to fix my bed until he's ready to put the flooring stuff and down. And we've had all the stuff that happened with our bathroom, which is now 90% of the way done, but there's things that he needs to do that he just has not felt good and hasn't gotten back to doing what needs to be done. And hopefully feels better soon, because part of it is sealing the surround to the wall and the floor. So, and then finishing grouting some of the tiles with the ones that he put around the edge of the wall, at the bottom edge from the floor, up. So instead of using wood, we got tiles to do that, and they're up there and they're fine. They don't have the grout between them like the flooring has. And then he needs to seal the grout. So yeah, there's a couple things he needs to do. And then I do believe my room's going to be next. So I need to work in the back room, but I can't be like putting things away in my room like I used to. So I need to figure out where to put things and go through things and get rid of things. And my prize box may start to get bigger and bigger. So we will see. I used to sell Jamberry. For anybody who knows what Jamberry was, I have a lot of vinyl nail wraps. I do have some of the heaters that you heat them with to put them on your nails. Um, if anybody would be interested, let me know, because I would love to sell them and get rid of a lot of them. So if you know what Jamboree is, and you know what the vinyl nail wraps are, and you know that it takes, prepping your nails and then putting them on and then heating it to get them to stay on, but they keep your nails so strong and secure. I need to do my nails. I've just been too tired to do it, and I haven't wanted to use any of my strength time, I guess. I don't know. When I feel okay and I want to do things, I don't want to spend any of that time doing my nails right now. I either crochet or knit. I started my first knit project, or do the dishes, or things that need to be done here in the house. So, yeah, trying to get my energy back, and I am trying to push myself to do more and not just sit in the chair. Since it started getting nice out, on the days that are nice, I will go out and walk, even if it's just once around the house, because I'm trying to get my strength back. We'll see how it goes. And I'm over 15 minutes in, and I still haven't told you why I came on today. For any of you who are new, you will learn. I'm very long-winded, and I used to apologize for it, but I'm not going to apologize. That's who I am, and I have learned that a lot of my followers love the fact that I'm long-winded, and they actually watch the whole videos. Now, according to my dashboard, the majority only watch so many minutes and they stop. It's your prerogative. If you want to watch only a couple minutes and leave, that's fine. If you want to watch the whole video, that's fine. I do try and leave all my talking towards the end, but I'm like the dog that they say squirrel, or the cat and they say squirrel. Our cats do it too. So I have my squirrel moments, and I started with one today. So the reason we are here, I have Happy Mail, and it's not Amazon mail. It is something I purchased. There is a destash page on Facebook that I am part of. I joined it at a time when I was in search of a yarn that I needed to finish a project, and they helped me find the yarn that I needed. Nobody there had it, but they have people who are willing to look around on the internet and find it, especially if you don't have time, which at that point in time, I did not have the time. I had looked a little bit and didn't find it. Well, then they found it. All I had found was mega expensive yarn, like on eBay and stuff, that people were selling it because it was a discontinued yarn. Somebody found it on eBay for me for a wonderful price. So, yeah, there are a lot of gracious people on there who will help do that. My problem is every time I'm on there, I find something I want. um, most people sell it at the price of what the yarn was. The rules in the chat is that you charge the price that you got it for. You're not allowed to take off any clearance stickers because knows the woman who put it together, people go to like the Hobby Lobby clearance and places and they get a lot of yarn and then they want to sell it at the regular price. And if you can tell that you had stickers on there and you take them off, it's a point against you. And I can't remember if that's one for automatic dismissal, but she's got different rules. And I know some people don't like that many rules and they go to a different group, but all of her rules are to keep us safe, keep us from getting scammed as much as she possibly can. So I like it there. I've met some friends there. I have a couple people that I have bought from a couple of times. I think this is my second time purchasing from this person. And basically, I found discontinued yarns, and one of them is a yarn. Well, both of them are yarns that I love. One of them is a yarn that I fell in love with. It's a line. Well, they're both Lion Brand yarns too. Lion Brand yarn that I fell in love with that I had on my list that I wanted to get, but it discontinued before I had a chance. I was like, oh, I get it. I'll get a different color. And then they ended up discontinuing the whole line before I had a chance. And it may take me from seeing a yarn to a couple of years because I try to use yarn from my stash before I go and buy others. I happen to get, I want to say that I may have 2 skeins of this yarn that is still put in a tub. That's not out in my back room yet because, as you know, I'm still working in my back room. I did buy 2 skeins of this yarn previously from somebody on the destash page, and 1 skein is the same color that I have, and that I just bought um, from this lady, and I believe it's the same color that I may have in my bin if I find it. Not it's a color that I had really wanted to get, but I do believe I did get some, and it's in a bin. But again, I could be wrong. I could have made something with it already and gave it away. Those of you also who've been watching, you know, I've been having some memory issues. It's more to do with my recent memory and not my older memories, but we are dealing with it and we're trying to figure out who I need to see and getting my insurance to cover who my doctor wants me to see and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to take care of the red tape for me to go see the doctor he wants me to see. Back to the yarn. I saw this, I saw the price she wanted for it, and I jumped on it. Um, I don't remember working with this yarn, so I'm pretty sure I won't be surprised if I do find 2 of them in a bin when I go to finishing getting the stuff out of my bins. If it's not there, then I had meant to buy it from somebody and they didn't have it anymore or something like that. Or a sale went through or something. But this is the colorway. I love a lot of their colorways. I know I got one in this colorway when I got 2 skeins before. One of them is a blue colorway and it's gorgeous, and then the other one is this colorway. And again, if I have it put away, it's this colorway that I got. I love the browns and stuff, but this, if you look at it close, it also has blue in it, which is one of the things that really made me fall in love with this because I love the mixture of the browns with the blue. I love the mixture when they mix brown with yellow or brown with pink, brown with anything, because if you look at it, sometimes you don't even see that color in there. And then when you're looking at, you're like, oh, wow, look at that. See, and if you look here, let me try and get these two separated. The one strand right here, which I guess is on the right, but I don't know when you're looking at this if it's going to be your right or your left. It's more of a light grayish blue, and then you get into this, which is more of a bluish blue, but still with a little bit of a hint of gray. Like when I signal it out like that, you can't see it as well, but like this blue here. I got 5 of these. And the colorway on this is a size 3 yarn. Oh, okay, that's foreign. So yeah, a DK, 3DK yarn, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, which is 196 yards or 179 meters. It says that, sorry, normally I could read this without them, but I need my glasses. I was recently diagnosed with cataracts. My new glasses are in, but we haven't had a chance to get them because my husband's been working doubles again. 1 is cane for a hat, 2 for a scarf, 5 for a blanket. It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. And the colorway on this is sidewalk. So I don't know if the blue is supposed to be like, because looking at it here a little bit more, it does look like maybe a deeper, like granite blue. So that would be a deeper blue gray. And this light gray that I showed you, sometimes when the light hits it, can look more of like a mossy, well, not maybe mossy, like a seafoam green almost. So it's just the color changes are just beautiful. I cannot wait to see what it looks like worked up. Now, I do believe it's the same colorway that they used in this hat. Let's see if I get my eyes to make sure. There we go. Not as blurry. Things look blurry to me now, whether they are not because of my cataracts. So if I'm sitting here and going, oh, well, that looks like it's not blurry. To me, it still looks a little blurry, but I could tell that the camera was, straightening it up. So hopefully to you, you can see it better and it's not a complete blurry blob like it was looking to me a minute before that. So sorry. Um, even when I edit and stuff, things look blurry to me. So hopefully these new glasses do a better job than these ones do. And we will see once I get them. Hopefully I'll be able to get them tomorrow. No, we won't be able to today because my husband's going to be dead to the world. He's going to go grocery shopping once he gets off work, and then he is going to come home and lay down and sleep until tonight, if not tomorrow. Or he may make himself sit here and stay up until he goes to sleep at a more regular time. Anyway, I got 5 balls of this sidewalk colorway. I don't know if the lot numbers are the same. Now, when I was younger, I was a stickler for lot numbers. These two are. But then as I got older, I didn't care as much because you would have different things. I think it's like Red Heart where they don't even put the dye lot on there anymore. And there's other yarns that it says, the dye lot doesn't matter on it or whatever. I do know how, if I happen to get not the same dye lot and they don't look quite the same, how I can, make whatever I'm making and make it look like close to the same. When you go back and forth, you do a little bit, and then you use the other one back and forth. So I do know how to do that. But knock on wood, I've never had anything that was that off. So I'm sure there'll come a day. I've seen it happen to others. So this one, I got it upside down. Yep, looks like I got the same dial on all of them. So that's nice. Except for the one that I have back there. Now the nice thing is, since I got 5 of these, and I do have the one, because I found it back there, that I have enough to make myself like a summer top or something, if I want to, or when I want to. Which, if I save it for that, I'm not going to be using it for a while, because, as you guys know, I'm trying to keep losing weight, especially after I had my, not a tummy tuck, but I had my paniculectomy is the name of it last year. So I'm trying to lose enough so that I may be able to see a surgeon and have insurance cover the girls getting taken care of, because since I've lost so much weight, they're droopy and I have terrible time with infections. Anyway, the next yarn, I don't think the yarn itself is discontinued, but this colorway is discontinued. Plus, I had never seen this yarn with this name on it before. Ice cream yarn. And I guess it's just maybe one of the foreign ways to say it. But I've never seen it called Helado yarn before. So, but then you have ice cream, then you have cream glacé, and then you have Helado. So I'm just thinking that's just another language that they stopped putting on there, or maybe it's smaller now. I would have to go find, oh, I wouldn't have to go too far. You guys know the blanket that I've been making for my great niece is ice cream yarn. I'm trying to feel around for uh, oh no, that's the yarn for the next one for the new baby. I have my wishing well yarn in here underneath it. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I plan on showing you guys this anyway, so let me pull it out. Show it to you in a minute. I may have put one in here, as I always try to hold on to my ball bands so that I can do a guessing, whoever can get the closest to how many ball bands I have wins a little something that I send. Usually it's just a couple, some stickers and stuff, but it's something little that can fit into a card. Here we go. Oh, no, that's my kind feather, which I need to remember to put that in the bag. Before I do that this year. Huh. I may have put them all back there already and just didn't realize it. Thought I had at least one left in here. I am so sorry. If I have time to edit, I will try and go and edit this out. I do not always have time to, though. So if I don't, I do apologize. Yeah, I'm not finding a band in here. Which also means that it may be on my table somewhere, which is why I keep looking that way. Bet you anything that when I clean off my table, I'm going to find them all over there. Anyway, I do not remember seeing Helado on there. My friend did tell me that she thinks that that is something older. I thought I had one more thing of ice cream yarn in here, as I just accidentally threw that ball out. But no, I think I used I put the brand new one on. Goodness gracious, I've got yarn all over the place now. It might be over there too with my write-up that I did for the blanket, since I am the one who designed the blanket. Let me get this up. I was thinking that I had put that to the side, but I had started the last of yarn in there. Anyway, I have ice cream yarn. It's in the colorway pistachio. Now, for these, she was selling them at 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, $3 is game because I paid 15 for the 5. So yeah, $3 is game. So I jumped on that price because I've seen people charge, I don't know, less than that if it's somebody who's just trying to get rid of it and doesn't care how much, they put on it. And I usually don't get it. That's why I don't have more than what I have. Somebody else has jumped on it before I see it because I only go and look at that page every once in a while. Now, maybe once a month, if that. Because I do always find stuff that I want. I'm usually very good at looking past it and saying no, 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 unless it is something that I've been trying to get for a long time. So like last month, as you guys saw, I got the one, it's another Lion brand yarn, the cotton yarn that has the metallic thread that goes through it, because I've been wanting to get that and I've been looking for it since it's been discontinued. And that one I did look for a long time to try and find more. I got mine in a Santa sack, which a lot of people got theirs in Santa sacks. Um, and I've been trying to find anybody who has any of the colors left over. I can't think of the name of it right this minute. My brain, it escapes me. So this colorway is pistachio. It is also a number 3 yarn. Each skein is 394 yards or 360 meters, which is 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. I originally thought it was the great big cubes, the big scoops, but it's the smaller ones, which is fine. It'll make a regular size baby blanket, maybe a little bit larger since there's 3 of them. I know that when I was making this one, but the one part of the design is a yarn eater, that I couldn't believe how quickly I was going through the smaller ones once I started using the smaller ones. I love ice cream yarn. I have those. I have used the raspberry ripple, I think it's called. I've made a shawl out of it. I made something else out of it that I can't think of what it was now. Anyway, I've made a couple things out of it. I made something. I made one of our cows with it that we did in my group on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I have renamed it Crochet Corner, and I actually renamed it again. It is now called the Craft Corner. That way you can come in and work on anything you want to. I was going to call it the Yarn Corner, especially since I'm starting to learn how to knit now. So anybody could come in and knit or crochet, but then I decided no, Craft Corner, because if you want to um, plastic canvas, which I have a plastic canvas to do. I haven't done it in years. I got something to gift a good friend of mine. So if I ever show it to you, I'll show you pieces where you can't see what it is because she does watch this religiously. So, and if I would happen to work on it in there, she's also in there. So I will not be showing exactly what the project is to anybody online in that until after she gets it. I will probably make a video of what it is once it's finished, I don't know, maybe film some snippets along the way, keep them in a folder, and then edit it all together at the end. We will see. But I can't wait to get started on it. I was hoping to get started on it by now, but I didn't get to finish my son-in-law's Christmas gift, which had originally been his birthday gift last year. I'm still working on it because I've been so sick. That's why I didn't get to finish it right after Christmas. I'd planned on having it done within the week after Christmas. Got so deathly sick, as you guys know. Had really, really bad strep, and I keep on going back and forth between feeling crappy and feeling okay, feeling crappy and feeling okay. So trying to get my health back in order, doing everything I can. I just recently found a cyst from my cat poking her nail into me when she walked across me, not realizing how deeply she had poked it. And got that taken care of because it was full of yucky stuff. And it is healing up nicely. So, yeah, just a bunch of stuff going on. Now, I will show you, since I was talking about it, I am almost done with the outer part of the swing. Halfway through, I need to sit down and just finish it, which I think I'm going to sit down today and work on it. I really want to work on my knitting, but I need to get this done. The sooner I get it done, the sooner I can start working on a different project that I want to start working on. Whether it be a teddy bear that I want to start working on, um, or my husband. I need to start, actually, I need to start working on my husband's sweater and the teddy bear. They're both gifts, plus the blanket for the baby. I need to finish this one and get another one started. I have no problem with having multiple projects going anymore. I just need to make sure they get done. Was commissioned for an order uh, from somebody who was my care coordinator at the AIDS Ministries, and she's no longer there. And I guess she just decided she didn't want it anymore because she's not communicating with me anymore. So I did send her an email and told her I can't go any farther without talking to you. I need information from you. I like, you don't have to ghost me if you don't want the project anymore. You don't have to get it, but I would appreciate it if you would get back to me. So yeah, she wanted it done by Easter, so I need to start a Easter basket too. But actually, I may message my niece and ask her if she wants me to wait until after the second baby and maybe do baskets, make a basket for him for next year. So we'll see. Okay, so you must like plastic too. I thought maybe you did. Midnight is sitting here trying to chew at the tape on that bag as well. I thought I saw signs of him liking it, but he doesn't try to get at it all the time like she does. So I don't know. Anyway, this is where I was the last time I showed it to you. And that's how much I added to finish the blanket as far as I was going. This side came out almost completely straight. This side came out more wonky, and as you know, down here it was even worse because I changed sizes, and one time I went through and did the wrong side on this part and then the wrong size on this part, so I flipped it around instead of the smallest here and the largest here. um, I ended up using the large one for like a row or two, and I think I ripped it out and redid this one part right, but the one before it I had, yeah. Anyway, that's how big it is. I have started on the border. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do. I had done a couple rows of a linen stitch border, and I just didn't like how it was looking because it was coming out smaller than the other parts of the blanket. So I've taken the yarn, and right now I am doing a base of single crochet, which I should have done before I started. Actually, I did do that before I started the linen stitch. I just did it with this small single crochet, but I'm holding this together to where it's got the yarn in triplicate, because I want the border to be noticeable and not just be like, I want it to be a nice standout border that complements the blanket. So for those of you who don't know how to do it, if you, from the beginning, you make your yarn, you make a loop like that, and then you have the third part come over like this, that gives me 3 strands. And as soon as I use up to about here, I pull the yarn through again like this. So I have those 2, and then I have the third there. That may show it better than how I was describing it at the beginning. There is a YouTube video on how to do this. Just look up how to get 3 strands out of 1 skein of yarn. So unfortunately, you can't just wrap it like that to get 2 strands. If you want 2 strands out of 1 skein, you have to do it from the center pole and then the part from the outside, which can end up wrapping around itself and can be hard. But so far, I'm doing single crochet, and I'm liking that size. I tried it double and didn't like it. It was still too small. I like it in the triple size. Let me know if you think you may have an idea of what you think might look nice here. I still have an idea. I still may try the linen stitch border, which I wanted to surprise you guys with the border, but now I'm like, well, it surprised me. It looked nasty, so I'll talk about it. I don't know. I have another idea as well, so we will see. And I'm not going to say what that idea is yet, except for it would be a yarn eater as well. So we will see. I've got the border just starting to go around the corner on this side. I only got the top part done. It makes almost a perfect square, and it's big enough that it can be put on the floor, like when they have the new baby for tummy time, even though it is Lila's blanket. And she can get down on the floor and play with it. Put it on the floor, put her toys on it, take it outside like I did with the quilt that my aunt made me. And I used it as my blanket when I wanted to have pretend picnics outside and things like that, which I still have that blanket. I brought my daughter home from the hospital with it after she was born. Um, and the day we got to bring her home and add her to our family. Our daughter is adopted, so it was an amazing experience. We got to be there the day she was born and take care of her through the weekend. I got to feed her bottles at the hospital, and yeah. But we had to come home when visiting hours ended, which was kind of hard to do. But then I also got to get her room together because we didn't want to know her gender for various reasons. And we made the room with Mickey Mouse and a sea foam green curtains and stuff. But then I was able to go out and like get diapers because we didn't know what size she would be. We didn't know if we should get the smaller diapers, which we would have been safe if we did. Okay, she's I showed you the wing and the dragon. I don't think I started anything in here. I'm going to make socks. Again, for those who've been around, you guys know one of the reasons I'm learning how to knit is because I want to be able to learn how to knit socks. Well, I think I see things online. I'm gonna have to ball this up because it's falling apart. I have had these for a while. I have a big foot. I have a size 9 foot or a size 10 foot. And which after my surgery went down to a 9.5, but it stays pretty much. I still get size 10 just to make sure, but I don't have to get size 10 wide anymore. But I saw a woman named Olga, and I'm not going to think of her last name right now. Palatova, I think, or something like that. Anyway, she had a controversy with somebody, and it was over her crocheted sock pattern. I originally thought it was knit because I know this person knows how to knit as well. Um, so I decided I have a booklet of sock patterns. I had tried to start on socks for me, not realizing at the time either that I didn't have enough yarn to make said socks in my size. I would have needed to have, um, I think, one more skein, a total of 3 skeins, in order to make the larger socks. So, so yeah, I can make the socks that she has. They are like a crew size. I need to get a hook. I thought I had an Amore hook in a size D, but I do not. I have the only thing that I can find other than a stick hook in the 3.25 size D is the soft hook. And I don't do as well with these, and I want to make sure that I have a hook that I love making these because I have had so many issues with trying to start crochet socks with small yarn, but even though the person who was doing a crochet along with her sock pattern did not like the sock pattern, when you read the reviews on Etsy, so many people had done it as their first crocheted sock pattern and love it. And she has since, Olga has put up a video that she just put up. I just saw last night that she did this, explaining how to change the sizes of the sock patterns. Well, the original sock pattern I was going to get is for a size 7 to 8 women's sock. And she also shows you the men's size as well. And then she has one for chubby feet. She had made it because her dad had so many health issues and stuff, and his legs were bloated, as were his feet. And she decided to make him a pair of socks. And he was so excited that she was making him a pair of socks. And when she was talking about these socks on, when she was doing her tutorial of the regular sized ones, somebody said, "Oh, somebody else with chubby feet like me." So she named it the Chubby Feet Socks because she thought she loved that it was such a cute name. Some people think it's very derogatory. I don't. But the nice thing is that this sock then fits a size 9 to 10 in women's. So that's the one I'm going to make. And I do have issues. I have a hard time with acrylic socks of any kind because they leave dents in my legs. I I got some really nice muck socks on clearance like 2 weeks ago, and they are mostly cotton. Um, it's a blend. It's the merino, I think some cotton and nylon. It still puts a dent in my leg, but it doesn't squeeze my whole foot. So yeah, I'm gonna make the sock pattern. So even if it's wider, and as she said, especially with crochet sock patterns, the more you wear it, the looser it gets. The thing is, you don't want to make it too big when you're making them, knowing that that will happen because they don't bounce back like the knit ones do. So anyway, I want to make it, but I need to go and purchase a hook that I can use that I'm comfortable with. So I was hoping to get an Odyssey hook in a size D, 3.25 millimeters, back a year ago. But every time I went to try and get one, every time they came out, they sold out so fast. And the first sizes to go were the small sizes because none of the other furls hooks have sizes smaller than a size E. Even their new metal ones that started off going G through, I want to say at least K. They added bigger sizes, but then they added smaller sizes, but it still only goes down to an E. And I need a D. So, yeah, I need to buy a hook before I can start the socks. As soon as I purchase that hook and get it in the mail, I will be starting the socks. Now, moving on to knitting, I have another washcloth that I'm making that I was trying out some stitches. Um, the last one I gave to my husband and I showed it to you guys, and there were a lot of problems in that washcloth so far. Knock on wood, I have not dropped a stitch in this one, but because my first project is going to be a cowl, and a third of it is in stockinette, and the other third is in forget. I think I put the pattern back in the bag. Mattress stitch. Mattress stitch. Yeah, a third of it is done in stockinette, and then 2/3 is done in the garter stitch. Okay, no. A third is done in the garter stitch, and 2/3 is done in stockinette. I'll get it right. And then on each edge is the rib stitch. Well, I'd never done the rib stitch, and I was waiting. I was told that the best first project to try, when I was in a group that's like my craft corner group, but it's Hannah's group from those of us who support her on Patreon. She tries to do a Zoom once a month. When I asked them about knitting, Hannah was like, everybody will tell you to do a washcloth, to find one with different stitches and stuff in it. Or at least washcloths. And she knew that I was doing these kind, but I think she meant like a fancier one with different stitches and stuff in it. I was putting words in her mouth and I realized she did not say that. It's what I heard. Um, she told me, but she would suggest, because I wanted a real project, not just, I mean, washcloths are real, but I didn't want like mug rugs or anything small. I wanted an actual project that I could sink my teeth into. She recommended a cowl. And she said that way I learn how to use the circular needles, and and as most people, once they use circulars, they don't go back to the straight ones. Now I love these. Oops, these bamboo ones, which I'm gonna have to pick that one up that I got. They're not too long. They're nice for small projects. I may possibly buy some more in different sizes once I know what sizes I will need more of. I will probably get those in a size 8 at least. That was the size tips I needed to get. I originally was going to try and do this in worsted weight. The pattern says you can use anything from lace on up to, is it lace on up to stockinette? I put it down, so I did put it back in here. Sport weight, DK, or worsted. And I'm like, if I can make this in sport, DK, or worsted, I should. or waisted or worsted, I should be able to use a size 5, which I am doing. And I had found a yarn that I love that a friend gave me in one of my first Happy Mails that I got before her and I were like really close friends. Um, I had it on the needles. Um, I was still waiting for these tips to come in because for the worsted weight, this is the bigger size. Because you need the smaller size to do the ribbing, and then you need the larger size to do the middle part of the cowl. So I'm working on the ribbing now. I'm on my second row. I have literally started this anywhere between 5 and 10 times. I had got it to where I was actually doing the ribbing and I was messing it up, which is why I started doing it on the washcloth while I was waiting for these to come in. And perfect, perfect, not perfect. So I was really happy with that, but I was still messing it up, especially on the worsted weight. So I was like, I'm going to do a size 5 like I was recommended. And I figured out about how many stitches I would need to do and stuff for a size 5. And then where I'll have to start and stop with the garter stitch. And I also decided to do this because I did find one that was done in just complete garter stitch. And I thought of doing that. But then I thought, no, I want to do this. I want to learn how to do the ribbing. I want to learn how to use my stitch markers. This knit stitch marker is showing where the beginning of the round is, the beginning and the end. And then when I start doing the stockinette, I will have to, or start doing the inside, I'll have to place one for where the garter switches to the stockinette. Now, one thing, the yarn I am using on this is Boogie Nights. Now, I probably would have done better if I found a plain yarn that didn't have a metallic thread going through it. But this is one yarn that I got it in a Santa sack. I have it in this light color, which is Snake Eyes. And I also have it in the darker print, the black and gold, and or is it black and silver? I don't remember the name of it. But one thing I do want to tell you about this that I just learned the other night, and the reason why I had to review it this last time, plus I had messed up on the ribbing and I was going to have to take it out anyway. But if you get these little like snippets here of where that metallic is coming out, you're going to have to find a way to work it in, or like right now I just pulled this out and you're going to have to find a way for it to work back into the yarn, get a needle and sew it back in there or something, because some yarns you can just take and snip it and it'll be fine because you've been working. It will, and I've learned this with crochet. I don't know, maybe with knitting it's different, but after doing so many stitches and stuff, it will keep it in there. It's pretty well bound in there. Well, I did that, and that the metallic strand in this is part of the construction of the yarn, because I don't know if that's the best way to say it. Part of the construction of the yarn. It's an actual twist in there. It's not like, okay, we made the yarn and then we added a strand of glitter like I have seen in other yarns, because I've clipped that part on numerous things. If I clipped that even with a crochet project, it wouldn't work. It would come apart, because even though that is so thin, and no matter what I make, no matter what I do, when I have a metallic thread in there, unless it would be like chainette spun or something. I have seen ones like that. I haven't used them yet, but I have seen ones like that. They end up coming out. And I know I've been told with knitting, not as much as it does with crochet. And yeah, I haven't been having as much of an issue. That was there before I started knitting it. Um, it had already been pulled out a little bit. If I would cut that, the whole strand would come apart because it did that to me. I had started with, oh, I put the band back on it. I think with this one, it feels smaller. Yeah, I've got it's wrapped around. And I had cut that. You know what? Let me show you what I'm talking about. I can't word it the right way I want to word it. I just know at any other time I have snipped on the metallic, it just it keeps the yarn keeps its shape and it doesn't come apart. Now with this, let me get a pair of scissors. Ooh, it's great. Time change. Okay. I need to check something really quick. Okay. I guess I have until 4 with that now. At least until the end of the month. So I don't see one that's out. I'll show you real close how this is put together. Okay. You can kind of see that the metal as it puffs in and out is probably part of putting the yarn together. But lots of times, I don't know what the difference is, but, and maybe this is a bit of a chain spun. Maybe that's it. Because this is put together a little bit different. Maybe this is a chain spun yarn. Maybe that's what the thing is. Okay. I think that may be what the difference is. Usually the yarn is just twisted, but this is more of a chain spun, it looks like, now that I look at it closer, even though I don't have my glasses on. So I just snipped that metallic thread there, and it will come apart like that, to where you just have that one strand there. So all of that to say, if you're using boogie nights and you have a small piece of metallic thread hanging out that bulges out, that maybe you got your hook stuck on it if you're crocheting, or your needle if you are knitting, or if it got snagged while on, which I think is what happened. Mine got snagged while it was going back and forth between being on the shelf, either falling off the shelf, being put back on the shelf, so many different times that it had a snag. Do not snip it thinking that it will be okay, because it won't be. It will come apart. Like, I just figured I should show you guys because it happened to me and I do not want it to happen to you. Found something on the floor that should not be there. Hold on 1 second. I wondered what happened to that last night. Okay then. Anyway, that is everything that I have to show you right now. No, it is not. I'm like, there's got to be something else. I have another bag down here. There's got to be something else. And then it's like, I thought it was the bag that I have all of my knitting needles and stuff in, but no, that's a darker yellow. This is my pocket scarf that I'm making with my best friend, Kathy. Her and I are only working on it when we are together. Now I can add on a couple rows if I want to because hers is longer than mine. I had messed up at the beginning. I started with the right hook, the right size hook, and I'm using a lighter hook in a size J. And in another project, I was using an I, or I thought I was going to use it an I, and then I ended up having to change it. Anyway, I had an I hook on my tabletop and I picked it up and I was working with it and I couldn't understand what was going on with it, but then I was also starting to make mistakes, and I think it's because I was using the wrong hook. I started making mistakes in my linen stitch, putting in extra chains, accidentally putting the stitch in the single crochet in a single crochet instead of in the chain space. Went to take it apart, realized I had made a huge mistake like 4 rows down, and I was at row 20 at the time, I believe, and then realized I was using the wrong hook. So I had to take it all the way out and restart again. But within one night, I got back to where I was because I was enjoying it again and I wasn't having issues. So, yeah. But we only work on it at the same time. Sometimes we work on it during Craft Corner. Um, it's completely up to her. If she doesn't find something else she wants to work on, then I will pull it out and work on that because I don't have a deadline in anything right this minute. I do have some baby things I want to start on, but I want to get the baby blanket done. And the way I've been feeling the last week, I have not felt like working on something that I have to think of what I'm going to do. I want to work on something that I have a pattern and it's already thought out for me, or it's just easy to work on. So if she tells me she wants to work on it and we didn't have a chance to work on it this weekend, so if she wants to work on it today, or tomorrow during our crochet time that we all during craft corner, that's from 5 to 7, um, and I use Google Meet, and I have to make 2 separate rooms for each hour because I only have the free version. But Facebook used to have where the if you had a group that you could chat from the group, and I would be able to get rid of somebody if somebody came in and they, weren't supposed to be there and they somehow got in there, or, saying words they shouldn't be saying or whatever. I could moderate my room. Um, or I could mute somebody if I needed to. They got rid of that. And so then I would have to do a group chat just through regular Facebook chat. And I didn't have any moderation tools with that. So I had been on Google Meet um, with my friend Cynthia from Cynthia's Joyful Creations. She does play dates, and she does her play dates using Google Meet. And I like the format. I like the size that everybody is when you're in there. You can see each other really well. Um, it's a lot nicer than using the Facebook chat to virtual chat. So that's what I use. The only thing is because I don't pay for it because I can't afford to pay for the pro version. If you have more than 2 people in the room, you are limited to an hour. If there's only 2 of you and it's the same 2, you can't be like one person leaves and a different person comes in because then it counts that as 3 and your hour timer starts. But say that it's my friend Kathy and I, because we've had this happen and nobody else came in, we could chat on it for 24 hours before it would kick us out. Um, and plus, her and I use it a lot now for our our personal virtual chats. I use it with a lot of my friends now just because I like it better. I can see better with the way my eyes are. I can read things easier on it. So I set for our crochet days, I set it to the room to open at 5, and then I set it and I mark it as part 1, and then I set it to open at 6, and I mark that as part 2, and I put the links in the group, AJ's Personal Touch group on Facebook, and anybody who's in the group can come in if they want to, and it's a private group, so only people who are supposed to be in the group are in the group, and whoever wants to come in can use the link, and I do have to accept them in. The people who come in all the time, I send them an email and it lets them in. So yeah, I really enjoy it. That's what I use. It's what I'll be using on Mondays for when I start up the gifting chat, which I can't think of. I'm losing my words. Sorry, I've been here too long. I'm losing my words. Although it doesn't matter how long I can lose my words. But if you want to make something and give it away, um, that's what my Mondays will be. And yeah, I will be doing the same thing with that. So if you're somebody who will come in on a regular basis, I'll send you an email. I want to see what word I can't think of. Sorry. Something else you know about me. When I can't think of something, I'm just like, donation crochet. Yeah. Do you want to donate? So that's going to be, I haven't decided yet what day yet, except for it'll be on Mondays. I haven't decided the time it's going to start yet. I am thinking around either 1 or 2. Maybe closer to 2 because I play bingo and almost everybody else I know plays hobby bingo. And certain times of the year, it could mess with it starting, not ending until after it would start. So I don't know. I I still haven't decided. I like the idea of 1 o'clock better, but I also have other things that I do on Mondays that I have to get done. I didn't do it yet today. The last couple of weeks and weekends have been totally off with how I feel. Anyway, I got to get going. I need to get through this, get going. I haven't decided what Monday I want to do. If I'm going to do it just 1 Monday of the month or 2. And I would like to hear from you guys what you want. I have not heard. I asked a lot of questions on my what I want to do in 2025 video, and I'm not getting any answers yet. So please, if you want to come in on Mondays, on Donation Monday, um, to work with us and chat, let me know if you just want to do it once a month or if you might want to do it twice a month. I definitely will not be doing it every week because I already have a hard enough time making sure that I make Tuesdays and Thursdays along with all my doctor's appointments and everything else that I have. I have to cancel them when I have one of my treatments because I just can't help it. I have it on a Tuesday. So anyway, um, let me know if you like the idea of once or twice a month. And I may actually set it up for next Monday, and then I will decide after that what Monday each month I want to start doing. Anyway, I'm saying things in a weird way, so it made everything go longer, and I am so sorry for that. When I can't think of what I want to say, it is so hard to find my words sometimes. I apologize. I am working on it. My doctor is working on it. Hopefully we figure something out soon. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Remember, you matter. Don't let anybody tell you any differently. You matter. If you would like to join my private group on Facebook, the link is below. I have a page and I have a group. The group is private. The page I'm probably going to get rid of. I don't really post to it anymore. I keep saying that and I just haven't taken the time to get rid of it yet. I do have people who follow me there who which is one reason why I haven't gotten rid of it completely. I just don't really post there anymore. So I think I may just leave it up and not post there. I don't know, but some people get confused. They go to find the group and they end up on the page. If you have to fill out questions, um, and then I have to approve you to come in, that is the group. That's where you're supposed to be. So easy questions, easy peasy. I just basically want to make sure that the people who are coming and wanting to be in there, if I don't personally know them when they, come in, that they truly are meant to be there. Um, anyway, with that, I'm going to get going. And I also wanted to make sure that I didn't end up with, some random person coming into the chats when we used to do them through Facebook. Um, and I still want that because I put the links on Facebook in the private chat on Facebook. So I will do the same thing for Donation Mondays, and for people who come on a regular basis, I will send them an email. And with that said, I'm going to get going. Remember, you matter. Don't let anybody tell you differently. You matter. I care about you guys. And please always remember you're gorgeous and you're beautiful. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You are all beautiful, as am I. And it took me a long time to understand. We are all beautiful inside and out, no matter what, and we all matter. With that, I'm going to go. I will see you soon. Love you.